But actually the first thing we should get on tape is what's your name and what do you do?
My name's Ebony Secombe. I've just finished a Masters in Art Administration and I've been working with Gordon and Elaine and Syron for probably about 3 or 4 years now. And that began with curating and co-curating an exhibition called Keeping the Keeping Place.
Okay, Keeping the Keeping Place. So
yes.
What was that about?
It was a political exhibition about the keeping place, and that they were in a situation where they were holding the collection at
I don't know. Actually, I should really start by saying, what is the Keeping Place?
The Keeping Place is a collection of Aboriginal art that is owned by an Aboriginal person. It's Gordon Syron's dream to have a collection of Aboriginal art where it's accessible to the public, and particularly contemporary Aboriginal art, and a lot of the collection is from artists in Sydney and New South Wales, but it also extends beyond that.
Okay, so there's pieces of work in the collection that are his own, but there's others from other artists as well.
From artists in the country, and really significant artists as well, like Adam Hill, Gordon Hookie, artists that are really well respected.
And so you've been helping them to catalogue some of the collection?
Yeah, I worked on some cataloguing of work by really bad mind blanks right now. This part won't be.
But you're just doing you're cataloguing one part of the collection.
Yes. What's her name? I want to get a name so I can actually answer that properly later.
Come back to you.
I can see her face.
So where is the collection at the moment?
It's all over the place. It's in people's private homes, it's in containers, it's filling up Gordon and Elaine's private home.
So what are their hopes for the collection?
I think that they're hoping to be able to donate the core of the collection to be able to have it hopefully eventually put in the museum where it will be accessible to the public, because it's really not culturally significant. It deserves to be seen by the public.
How big is the collection, the Keeping Place collection?
I think they're like over 500 works. It's a huge collection. I remember the exhibition that I curated started because there'd been this previous group exhibition about immigration and refugees at the gallery I was working at, and we were returning one of Gordon Syron's work, and they were living in the storage facility, and we went there and we were just blown away by how vast it was and how significant it was, and that's sort of mind blank.
That's great. So the exhibition that we've got today, Cultural Walls, how many pieces do you have?
I think there are 75 works, all by Gordon Syron. I think there are a lot of old works and newer works throughout the whole exhibition.
He's got a whole range of different sort of themes with his artwork, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got the Black Fairies, which are really beautiful. I mean, I grew up with stories about fairies, and I get Gordon did as well, but then there's a whole thing. He's talked about it, the idea of growing up with all these stories about fairies, but they're all bloody white fairies. So, he wanted a black fairy, and I think he wanted that for the children in the generations to come, so that they will feel that they have a place. Not just in reality, but also in fantasy.
And there's also lots of paintings in there that are to do with North and South Heads as well.
Yes.
And of course we're here at
yes.
South Heads, so that's very apt.
Well, yes, there's always the site of invasion.
So he has lots of paintings of
yes,
invasion day.
It's an obsession of his, and I think it's really interesting the way that Gordon talks about the work and the invasion, that it's really put it into perspective for me how recent it is, like how recent colonialisation is and settlement and invasion, that for a lot of us it doesn't seem recent. So, 200 years ago seems like a long time for us. But in the eye of an Aboriginal person, 200 years is nothing. Like, if we've been existing within a culture for over 40,000 years, 200 years is a blink of an eye.
And another series he has is of a lot of the forests and woods, I think, from his childhood.
Yes, they're beautiful. Where the wildflowers were, they're really, I can't even really describe how beautiful they are. And I love the imagery of the waratah, because it's the state flower, but it's just it's I don't know. I remember like learning about the state flowers in primary school and kind of being proud of that kind of heritage, I guess, in that way. And for some reason, it was just my favourite flower. And you know, you don't see them very often, so that kind of makes them even more special.
And you're an artist as well, Ebony. So from an artist's point of view, what's so special about the paintings? What sort of engages you in them?
I think it's a whole range of things. Like the storytelling is really important, and like Gordon learned how to paint from forgers in jail, and so there's this European influence, but then he's got his own style. And he's I've got to remember the artist, the one she was doing the butterfly works. What is her name? It's killing me because I can see her face clear as day, and I should really know this.
They pick pictures of paintings of sculpture.
She does the ones I'm talking about. Yes, it is.
Okay,
Carla
great,
Dickens.
great, okay.
Carla Dickens. I'm like, okay, Carla Dickens.
Let's ask you about her. So the Keeping Place collection has works by other artists.
Yes.
That's right. And you're cataloguing part of that collection.
Yes, I've been cataloguing a very small portion of the collection, works by Carla Dickens. And I was first introduced to her work through working with curating the Keeping Place exhibition with Audrey Newton, and I just loved her work straight away. I really liked her collage work, the butterfly series, which were these really beautiful collages that had female genitalia at the centre of them with these butterfly imagery.